Everybody, I'm Christopher Green. This is Green Wave Radio Live, the hardest hitting show on the planet, period. Please join us at amtvmedia.com. Join the live program today at greenwave.com. Click that radio tab. I've got a lot to share with you today. Reading a breaking report, city wants power to disarm individuals during crisis. This is out of Guntersville, Alabama. Mayor Leigh Dollar is working with city officials to pass an ordinance that would give police the power to disarm individuals during a disaster, aka martial law. Chilling example of how the Second Amendment is being assaulted via the back door. Now, we've seen this with events like Hurricane Katrina, where the big government comes in, says, yeah, it took us 2-3 weeks to get here. We realize most of you are just dying by the wayside because you don't have any water or food to eat, but we're going to disarm you through force, and we're going to run tanks through your neighborhood. This is where we're headed. This is where we are headed. And I want, and America needs, to get this through their thick skull. Get this through your head. This is about disarmament, and this is about the destruction of the Second Amendment. This is another chilling example of how the Second Amendment is being assaulted by this president. The new rule would allow authorities to confiscate guns of unruly people, unruly in quotes, during an extreme weather event, such as the April 2011 tornadoes or any other emergency. This gives your government complete and total control over whatever may happen in the not too distant future. You know, I talk all the time how we are being prepped and how this government is preparing the American people for war. What a lot of people don't realize is I'm not just referring to those wars in the Middle East. I'm not just referring to the war going on in Afghanistan or Iraq or Pakistan or Yemen, those non-wars or non-admitted wars. You know, wars like Libya, where Obama just goes and assassinates people. He's doing it now to Americans. We've had a lot of people in the liberty movement wind up dead in the past few months. I don't know. What do most Americans think? Just, hey, Quinky Dinky. Yeah, Quinky Dinky. Chris Kyle, dead. American hero. Big in the liberty movement. Right around this gun grab. Bam! Dead. Gets shot at a shooting range by a supposed crackpot returning veteran. I'm not saying Chris Kyle's the greatest guy on the planet or anything like that. I know a lot of you would disagree with what he was doing overseas as a sniper, killing people, etc. I don't necessarily agree with that myself. But this was a man playing a very prominent role within the liberty movement, a very big gun advocate with the skills and the street cred to train and to arm successfully the American resistance. I want you to keep that in mind. Because I'm not just talking about the wars overseas. I'm not just talking about the war in the Middle East. I'm talking about war here in our hometowns, in our cities, at our schools, on your turf, your churches, where your friends and where your family lives. Martial law. We'll call it an emergency, sure. You know, it'll just be like Hurricane Katrina. You know, whether it's naturally caused or caused specifically by the government itself. And it'll just be like, whoops. Yeah, you know those little rights that we told you have? You don't have them anymore. Yeah, you, John Doe, over there. Yeah, the guy armed. The guy with the gun trying to protect his family from the looting in your town. Give us your gun, or we'll either take you in or we'll kill you. That's what we're dealing with in America today. And it is not a pretty sight. Dollar denied that the ordinance would be used to take away constitutional rights, but residents question why authorities would need to pass a new ordinance given that police already have the power to arrest citizens who are being unruly, whether armed or not. Well, it seems like an infringement on the Second Amendment, and that's the biggest problem I have with it, said Guntersville Music Academy teacher Paul Landry. Authorities are seemingly attempting to mirror unconstitutional gun grab powers that were enacted in the wake of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. In the aftermath of Katrina, the New Orleans Police, National Guard troops, and U.S. Marshals confiscated firearms. Guns will be taken. Only law enforcement will be allowed to have guns. Only our government. Only Obama and his family and his armed security, his Secret Service, his PIs. National Guard conducted warrantless house-to-house searches targeting not just hurricane-hit areas under the pretext of stopping violent looters, but also high and dry homes that were not even affected by the storm. Authorities even confiscated pistols from old ladies, as documented in one of these videos that I was watching earlier. Now, this has been swirling around the web. I first saw it put out into the blogosphere by Paul Joseph Watson, courtesy of InfoWars. I encourage you to check it out. We have a lot on our plate, America. We have a lot on our plate. We've got a brand new 2-hour show today. We will be in the 3 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time slot. I want to use this as an opportunity to welcome everybody to our live chat, all of you tuning in around the world via our live streams, FM, and internet radio. Give us a call. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what's on your mind. If you want to weigh in on this, 218-339-8525. 218-339-8525. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all of you for sharing our documentary, The Executive, Obama's Real Reason He Wants Your Guns. We're just about to surpass over 100,000 views, over 2,000 likes. It's in our top 6 most popular YouTube videos we have ever put out. I really encourage you to take a look at it, watch it if you haven't already. I understand that it's a non-traditional video in the respect that it's not 5 minutes, 10 minutes long. You actually have to take some time, watch it. It's fantastic. And we need to get the word out. It's one of the reasons why it's been a success so far. So I want to thank each and every one of you for sharing it on Facebook, tweeting it, retweeting it, sharing it among your forums, and in real life among your friends and family. This film really was my last-ditch effort, or one of them, because I'm not a quitter. Never give up. But it is one of my best efforts to try to wake up the masses to what's coming down the pike, to show them that this Obama gun grab has been in the works, not just over the past few months as a result of Sandy Hook and all the crazy psychotropic killers. But this has been a part of Obama's political agenda from day one. And it's even bigger than Obama. It's even bigger than him. Of course, he's just a pawn. Of course, the elites are just using him as a chess piece. Come on. Let's get real. Let's come to an understanding. I talk a lot about in the film the fact, none of which I believe, by the way. And I kept the direction of the film open to interpretation for a reason. And I use a lot of examples showing you that it would be just as easy for President Barack Obama to attack Hollywood violence and film. By the way, which Michelle made one of those virtual appearances during the Oscars. Seth MacFarlane, hosting, the Family Guy creator. I was careful to show the American people and the people around the world that President Barack Obama could just as easily be going after psychotropic medications, Prozac, the multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical industry, their lobbyists. He could go after all of that. He could be attacking all of that. He could be running on a campaign right now that let's put an end to Sandy Hook massacres and get rid of Prozac altogether. And he could do his White House briefings via YouTube. I love how he kind of copied us on that. Nonprofit organizations, for-profit organizations, activist groups, liberty-minded individuals, people, etc., like AMTV, come out hard-hitting and in your face, delivering some of the best content on the web, period, utilizing the resources of the technology, things like social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, our RSS feeds, Google+, etc. And notice how they're now copying the model. Obama has to do his fireside chat over YouTube. Now, I always think it's funny when I first started making these videos, and those of you that have been following us along for the past few years realize that I grassrooted this from nothing. Our audience, and through your sharing and through your dedication and your commitment to liberty, have grown our organization, albeit still small, to 43,000 plus daily subscribers, doubling every 6 to 12 months, by the way, over 8.7 million total video views on the World Wide Web, over 700,000 plus unique video views a month. That's pretty incredible. But that is just touching the surface. And that is why it is so important you continue to share our message. You support our liberty-minded small business sponsors, whether these be for-profit companies that I've personally vetted, every single one of them myself. These are people I know. These are people that are participating in something larger than themselves, like many of you. Please support them. You're on our website right now. You'll see we've got all of our sponsors in a rotation. Click on their ad. Check out their product. A great company I'd like all of you to take a look at, if you haven't already, is our sponsor, SeedsNow.com. I know Chris personally. He's out in California. He's got a great website. He's got great products. Again, that's SeedsNow.com. His tagline, plant it, then eat it. Plant it, eat it. 100% non-GMO, non-genetically modified. You want to be healthy? You want to grow your own food? You tired of being poisoned? Do it yourself. Grow healthy, natural food for yourself and your family and share the word. Look, guys, this isn't a sales pitch. Okay, if I wanted to be a salesman, I'd still be working in corporate America. I'd be working on Wall Street if that was my goal. It's not my goal. Our mission is to further the cause of liberty at all costs and to make waves. There's a reason when I started, I called our organization Green Wave. Of course, I was using my name. It was easy, but wave is our intention. It is my intention to make waves, to put these people on their ass, to make these people nervous, to be a threat to the establishment. Check out our sponsor, SeedsNow.com, for a limited time while we're broadcasting. And I'll talk to Chris about this because, of course, we will re-archive this. We'll put it up on the website as soon as the live stream is finished today. For a limited time, if you enter the promo code GREEN, that's GREENE, 10. If you enter that promo code, you get a 10% discount on your purchase. Please support them. Seedsnow.com. Plant it. Eat it. We need more sponsors. I need more help. It is difficult growing an organization, any organization, but it is difficult growing an organization constantly under attack by this machine. You think the federal government wants me to continue broadcasting? You think the federal government and President Barack Obama wants me to keep putting out blockbuster films like The Executive to destabilize his regime of tyranny? How long do you think that's going to last? You know, we're touching the surface here, hundreds of thousands of views. Some of our videos have had over 500,000 plus. That's touching the surface. I expect our content to reach millions of people per video. We're going to bring these films to the national stage. We're going to take them to film festivals. We're going to get the message out. We're taking it to the street right now. You know, we can't be afraid to get a little dirty. We can't be afraid to get a little roughed up, take a couple shots, get a little bloody. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned. I'm Christopher Green, Green Wave Radio Live. We've got a short commercial break coming up.